For our bonus episode, it's time for another new segment where, of course, we're continuing to have fun with these bonus videos. This segment is called Trending Up, Trending Down. I want each of you to name somebody. It could be a player, it could be a coach, it could even be any team or anything you feel is trending on the way up, whether with the Montreal Canadiens or in the world of the National Hockey League, and also doing the opposite, going down. Just trying to have fun with this. I'm going to start with Stu. Give me someone who is trending upward.
All right, you want both or just the upward right now?
Give me up, and then we'll go down after.
Okay, so upward, I'm going to say Brett Kulak. The reason why, I've always thought Brett Kulak is an underrated defenseman. He's been used first pairing, second pairing, third pairing, healthy scratch. When he plays regularly and he gets his confidence, he's a good defenseman. He can skate well. He can move the puck. He's physically strong, and he's played really well since Marty St. Louis took over. And here's a guy, free agent at the end of the season. If other teams are looking to pick up a guy who can play on first pairing, second pairing, third pairing, Kulak, I think, would be an interesting guy. And he's also a really good guy to deal with. He's a nice guy. Like, he's one of those guys you sort of root for. You would like to see him do well. And as I said, I just think he's been underrated. And he's been given an opportunity under St. Louis. And like a lot of other guys under St. Louis, he's flourished with it. So he's been trending up, in my opinion.
Okay, Rick, what about your pick?
Well, I like to go with the team ideas, and looking at a 10-game segment, I always like to judge, where the team's at, and the trending up, obviously. And even though we don't hear much about them, the Calgary Flames, which are 10-game winning streak, and, they've given up 114 goals against, which tops the league, and they're an interesting club because, like I said, I don't know if they're getting all the credit that they deserve right now, being in the West, and they're doing a great job. And like I said, they're not giving up very much, and man, oh man, they're finding, obviously, with a 10-game winning streak, ways to win, and they're playing a good game right now. So they're a pretty hot item, and they're obviously trending in the right way.
I like that pick, going off the board. You didn't even have to pick Canadiens players if you wanted to. You decided to pick the hottest team in the National Hockey League right now, which is the Calgary Flames. Jess.
With Tyler Toffoli.
With Tyler Toffoli, a former Montreal Canadian. So even when you don't intend on picking the Canadiens, there is still a link to them. Jess.
I'm going to go with Rem Pitlick. He's got 3 points in the last 5 games, scored in the shootout, that game against the New York Islanders. And I think he's just one of those more underrated players that you don't hear too many people talking about. Rem Pitlick, but he's been a great addition to the team since they picked him up, a few weeks ago. Even when he got acquired by the Canadiens, he said, I'm really looking forward to this opportunity, even though he grew up in Minnesota, but was born in Ottawa when his dad was playing for the Senators. He said, I like playing in Canada, looking forward to it. Of course, he's got his brother in the organization and his cousin as well. So he's the trending up pick for me.
Okay, I like that. So I know we had the order for trending up. I'm going to do it snake style, and I'm going to have Jess start with her pick for trending down, and then we'll go to Rick, and then we'll go to Stu. So Jess, who's your pick for who's trending down over the last few days?
Just trending down is Paul Byron, mainly because he's been so unlucky this season. He had the hip surgery that he had to recover from. Then when he was close to getting, back to healthy to play, he had to deal with COVID. And then now, after getting hurt in the game against Buffalo, he looked extremely frustrated leaving the ice, throwing his equipment. We don't know yet, how long, or if it's a very severe injury, but it kind of did look like it's one that you think he might miss some games for. So just mainly because of bad luck, Paul Byron is trending down.
Rick.
And for me, again, the trending down goes team related. And, now that we're into the final stretch, if you will, with 30 games left, you have to really try and get your best game forward. And obviously San Jose Sharks, which have lost their last 7, is not the type of game and results that they're needing as they're trying to fight for a playoff berth. So the trending down, the San Jose Sharks, 7-game losing streak, not a good time to be struggling.
I'm going to go with, I don't like to pick on a guy who's injured, but Joel Armia. He's been out of the lineup. Has anybody missed him? Anybody? You don't notice him much when he's on the ice, and when he's off the ice, the Canadiens are winning games. And he's one of those guys. There's going to be a lot of moves before the trade deadline, but there's no way anybody I can see is going to want to pick up that contract for Joel Armia. He's got 1 goal. He's making just over $3 million for 3 more years. And he's a frustrating guy because, man, he's got the whole package. He's got the size, the shot, the skill, the strength. And for whatever reason, just he doesn't put it together, or he will for 2 or 3 games, and then he disappears. And now that he's injured, he's out of the lineup. As I said, they really miss him. And that's a guy they're paying $3 million for. Like, what a bad contract. There's a lot of bad contracts on this team, but man, that's a really bad one.
That's fair. Oh, Rick, were you going to add something to that?
Well, I'm just going to say you have to have a little bit of desire and determination to compete at the NHL level, and this has been an ongoing question mark with him for quite a few years now. So too bad, but you know what? Hopefully the management, and I'm quite sure that they do know that, identify it, and obviously it's not the type of work ethic that you like to have associated with your group, who are doing everything they can to make the difference, and you got a couple guys that don't buy in. No room for them.
And he's a big, soft-spoken guy, and just seems like he's a nice guy, and I think he plays hockey like a nice guy. Like, he just sort of skates around, doesn't really, having fun out there playing hockey and skating around, but hit somebody or do something. You got all that skill package, and it must frustrate coaches. It must frustrate other players. Like Brendan Gallagher must look at him and go, "Oh my God, I wish I had his size and his skill." But anyway,
I get this. I get the sense you guys are you're very down on Joel Armia. I think everyone's kind of trending down. You kind of have him cratering near the bottom of the graph, or however we would rank these players. But I'll say this in terms of money, I thought this segment was pretty money. You guys came up pretty clutch with some good topics trending up and trending down. Let us know in the comments section who you think is trending up and trending down, and subscribe to the Hockey Inside Out Show on YouTube. Subscribe to the Hockey Inside Out newsletter, and of course visit hockeyinsideout.com for full episodes.